Hey peoples, Karina here. I'm back. Just decided to brush this hair to the side or whatever because I'm like, oh my god, it won't go back. But anyway, you see the title of this video below. So let's go ahead and just get off into it. It's a lot of videos, and I do mean a lot, on YouTube about gossiping. Here's the thing. But I haven't seen a video on this particular topic right here. Well, not pertaining to this topic right here, because a lot of people have their theories of why folks gossip. But y'all already know my theory. You don't fuck with my man, money, kid. I don't give a fuck what you say about me. It's irrelevant. And if I don't misuse my spiritual power just to be throwing magic on folks just because you talk about me. I'm gonna have you look at this a whole nother way. Do you know when people gossip about you and you're doing good on the backside, you're growing spiritually, people, they can see your inner light, even if they don't know what it is. They might even call you weird. They might even call you weird. I knew a lady from a long time ago that I used to go to school with. And she was one of the popular girls. And she used to talk about me, but she knew that I kind of like looked up to her. You know how those unpopular kids in high school, whatever like that, they just, a little bit of, they going through shit at home, or they went through shit at home, and their home life was just trash. So you looking for somebody to look up to. I hate to break it to you. If you haven't done it, you probably have done it at some point in your life. At some point in your life, you've done it. But anyways, after some years pass by and we're like totally out of school, I go to apply for a job somewhere that I wanted to work. And then I ended up reconnecting with her. She was all nice and stuff, and I was like, this is kind of awkward. I kind of don't want to talk because I don't know what this conversation is going to be like. But then just so happens I got ready. Well, she was getting ready to leave from work, and her friends were about to come and pick her up. So they came and picked her up and dropped her home, and she said, girl, come to my house. We gonna talk. We gonna chit chat. We gonna this, that. We were like, you know what? I have an open mind. Let me go and just talk. So she sat down with me. We was chilling in her room. We sat down and we were talking, and she said, I want to apologize to you. She didn't say none of this in her, around her friends or nothing like that. She waited till we got to ourselves, because nobody was at our house at the time, but just me and her. So she was, we were talking about some things, and she was showing me some of her CD collection and everything like that, because like I was a big CD collecting freak, and her taste in music had changed, and she was more open to a lot more things. But anyway, to get back to the story, we talked a lot that day for a couple of hours, 2-3 hours, something like that. We just chilled, we talked. And she was like, I want to apologize to you for how I treated you when we was in school. And I was like, I never knew you thought about it. I brushed it aside. I just assumed that was just high school. I looked at it as, this is just high school. And this is just how, oh my God, I need to close that window over here because like a little fly come in. But anyway, she said, do you know the shit that I went through a little bit after talking bad about you? And I said, no, you look like you had it all together to me. And then she shared her story. And after that, I felt like, damn, I mean, it didn't feel, it's like when somebody does wrong to you and then they realize they wrong and then they come and apologize to you. Sometimes the things that they tell you that happened to them, no matter how bad you dislike them or no matter how bad you thought you disliked them, you on some level would have some type of compassion because the person actually came and apologized to you. You know what I mean? But after that, we had became friends, and we were friends for a little bit. And little did I know, nor did I find out a little later on when I was in contact with my twin, that she's a family member of his. And I never knew that until, like, you know, people talk or be together, whatever, and y'all look at people's page or whatever. And I'm like, wait a minute. I went to school with her. I know her. It was her and a whole bunch of other family members and stuff like that. And say is with. And I'm like, that's one of your family members. And then they kind of sort of all had the same spirit, personality. And then even on down in the ministry wise, they both do the same things. They both deal with youth, except she deals with little girls, like teaching them the praise dance and stuff like that. and the not so much just praise dance, but Christian step teams, you know, whatever like that. So we kept popping into each other's lives over, you know, not just my twin, but one of his family members, I consider now that God sent her in my life as an angel. And I'm going to tell you why. Something she did when me and one of my, when me and my, me and one of my, one of my ex-husbands, which is because I only been married twice. The first time was forced because we had a kid. The second time was on my own stupidity. Me and this friend, we ended up reconnecting again past, like through church or whatever. Because, you know, when different churches visit other churches, I seen her again and we talked and we chatted. This was right before I was supposed to get married. Now, prior to me reconnecting with her, 2 weeks before that, her, one of her family members, her cousin or so-and-so, which is my twin, and when we were basically in our runner and chaser stage, and she said, she found out I was supposed to be getting married to the pastor because me and my twin was in runner chaser stage, and at the time I didn't even know what the hell we was going through, and I just barely reconnected with this friend, so I didn't open up and I didn't really share that type of things that had happened because I literally met my twin after meeting her. Like, I didn't meet my twin until my son was probably about 5 years old. I'm gonna put it like this. I met my friend from high school that became my friend after a lot of different things. I saw her when my son was a baby. Then after that, I didn't see her again until after my son was like in his teen years. It's like God kept putting us back into each other's lives. And she found out that I was about to marry a pastor and older and stuff. Like, she ripped me a new one. She told me, she said, girl, you know that is not in your spirit to want, like, at the time I didn't know why was she going to bat that hard. It's almost like really urgent, like, don't marry that person. Don't marry that person. How you know that's the person God got for you? I feel in my spirit. And she's very spiritually inclined herself. Very spiritually inclined. She said, how you don't know that God ain't got something better for you and that you probably already met the person? It was almost too creepy accurate, as if like she possibly knew that her cousin and I were in cahoots before we... like I said, I didn't know anything about Runner, Chaser, or Twin Flames at the time, and I just totally dismissed the idea that he could be, and didn't find out about whatever. But y'all know the story. So she kept saying, you know, that's just fucked up. That's just fucked up. How do you know that this person is for you? How do you know? I'm telling you, you missing your blessing. You missing your blessing. That's not what God got for you. And I was so mad. I was like, you know what? I'm going to marry him. I don't care what nobody say. Even though I knew that what she was telling me was right. But because I did not want to hear it, because I was like, look, I've been single for too damn long and I just want to do this and this and this and this and this. And I married the person out of stupidity. And there was hell to pay from it, okay? Just to do what? All for what? So she ended up getting so mad at me that she didn't talk to me. And I was like, damn. Well, she'll call back. She never did. But then after not speaking with her for like about a year, I think I had saw her maybe one more time after that or whatever. I think it was via church. I saw her like once or twice. And after that, it was kind of like, because I know when she was there and they was doing their praise dance things, and she saw me, she looked in my eye, and she was doing her routine or whatever, but she kind of just cut her eyes like, this bitch here. But I know she was not coming from a place of being nasty. I know that after reconnecting as friends, she just really wanted to help me. And she really, but sometimes we don't know when God is sending us messengers. We don't know when he's sending us people in our life that's supposed to pull us from one place to another. I mean, that's just how the universe works, okay? So, yeah, that's what it is. Sometimes the people that are one way with you in life, you never know what's going to happen down the road. Y'all might become the best of friends later in life. You never know. Sometimes, have you ever thought about it that maybe the spirit of gossip is probably messing with the heads of the people that you are possibly assigned to, but you can't reach them because they already have a written narrative about you in their mind, and it's not for them to see what's in you until later on in life. Whenever I make a video, something distracts. Y'all hear that horn outside? I'm not editing that out. But anyway, gossiping from a form of being younger, that's just a learned behavior from when people are younger. Now, when people are adults and they gossip, then this is showing that somewhere in their life, they're lacking something. And the person they're gossiping about is like embodying the thing that the people that don't have it are gossiping about. And I know you're possibly watching this video thinking, well, because this is the same thoughts that I had before. Well, I don't got nothing. Why are they gossiping about me? Like, everything they have is better than what I have. Why are they gossiping about me? You know what I mean? It's not what you have that makes you. It's the energetic makeup of you that makes them hate you, because what you're on such a level of vibing so high that they can't even tell what it is. They don't know what it is. So they dismiss it. And another thing about gossip is a lot of times gossip happens in a workplace or a church setting or just out, anywhere you're out in general. Usually when people see you, when they sit back and see you, observe your greatness and how a lot of people love you and how they respond to you, especially if you are dedicated to what you do and you love what you do, and these hoes are just up there and they unhappy and they're like, ugh, we don't like this job. Why the fuck is she all SpongeBob in this bitch? And I say SpongeBob up in this bitch because, you know, SpongeBob was happy as fuck to work at the Krabby Patty, whatever. Now, not a real place. At least I wouldn't think so out anywhere out here. But anyway, a lot of people get mad because they see the genuineness in you, and they'll gossip or something. Like I said, if it's not some gossiping when you're young, because kids learn how to gossip by hearing their parents gossip about people at home, so they think it's okay. Or, you know, maybe one of those, like, say, I'm gonna use an example. Say somebody be like, oh, well, Billy got a new box of crayons today, and Billy saw Bobby, and Bobby's parents couldn't even afford to get him a pack of crayons. So Billy feels the need to rub it in Bobby's face that I got son, you don't, ha, 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 ha. And then they grow up with that mentality. You don't know why Bobby ain't got them crayons. You're assuming why Bobby ain't got them crayons. Maybe his parents didn't know he need them, or maybe he was just content with using his old crayons because he felt like, hey, broken or not, they work. Billy just felt like, hey, I got to have a new box of crayons to just, you know, I'm the shiznit, I got it. Whatever the case may be. Some people talk about you because they feel that you're inferior to them. And other people talk about you because they feel inferior to you. Now, my thing is this. Like I said in the first part of this video, if it doesn't affect my man, money, kid, I don't give no fucks what you think about me. A lot of times when gossip kicks up, almost like mercilessly, then to me that's an indication that I'm about to receive the biggest manifestation, that bigger than what I can ask or think. Because I've literally been doing my spiritual work. I literally been tapping into my gifts more. I literally been doing me and minding my own business. You know what I'm saying? Other than doing YouTube and minding other folks' business. Not up on here, but I'm just saying though, if you click on my videos and you watch it and they help you, then I'm kind of attending to your business, but in a non-judgmental way. But we're all here to help somebody. Well, you should be anyway. A lot of times when people gossip, that's the way you need to look at it. When gossip kicks up on you almost like in a merciless way, then just know that there is something that God is about to give you that's going to close their mouth. It's going to close their mouth. And then once they see you get blessed and then you're removed out of the camp, when I say out the camp, I mean wherever you're working, wherever you living, whatever you're doing, because I feel something so deep in my spirit that gossip can't extinguish. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're not going to be able to stop people from talking about you no matter what you do. Not even the best witch in the world going to stop everybody from talking about them. If nobody's talking about you, you're not relevant. Okay? And especially, you have a few people that might listen to gossip. Then you also got other people that's going to eventually get tired of hearing that shit and be like, wait a minute, I want to get to know this person for myself. Then when they get to know this person, then they start being like, hey, you don't know this person. You don't know this person. You don't know anything about them. It's not for them to know about me. I'm not for sitting there trying to go to everybody and explain why you should like me. If you don't see the good in me, you don't qualify to be in my life. Period. So gossip means nothing. If it's not affecting my finances in any way, as long as you're not a vibrational match to what these people are saying about you, it can't affect you. If something hurts you that people say about you, you got to check that part in you that's making you feel some type of way, because sometimes gossip can infiltrate in your life to lower your vibration to where your blessing that's coming will miss you because you are stuck in a low vibration worrying about what people think about you. What people think about you does not matter. It does not. If they are not paying your bills, how my mama said it, if they don't pay my bills or cure my ills. That's how my mama used to say when we were small. We used to come home and be like, oh, well, this and that happened at school today. Someone so talk about me. She'd say, look, you're going to have to not worry about that. Some little kids are so fucking petty. And she told us just like that. She said, they don't pay my bills or cure my ills. Then I don't care. They irrelevant. And my mama used to tell that to me and my little sister when we were small, and would still say it occasionally as an adult to us. They don't pay my bills or cure my ills. Your opinion don't mean shit. Honestly. But I say, man, money, kid, you don't pay my bills. You ain't with me like in a relationship to where we're building anything. And you're not fucking with my kids. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What is the relevancy? It doesn't matter. So I want to end this video right here by saying, if you find yourself in a situation to where you're being talked about mercilessly, just know that if you have been working on yourself spiritually, that's supposed to happen. That is supposed to happen. Okay? God would not he would not allow it. Some things God allow, and some things we can fucking handle ourselves. Like I say, I'm not going to put my magic in it if it don't got nothing to do with my man, money, kid. All else, irrelevant. Now, if you go fuck with one of the three of those things, or you try to fuck with all three, then yes, bitch, I will do a full-on ritual on your ass and don't give no fucks or feel no guilt about it. Why? Because you're supposed to treat people the way you want to be treated, because if you treat somebody like shit and the person turns around and gives you what the fuck you gave to them, then can you really be mad in any way? If you're a spiritual person and you're working on yourself and you're an empath and you could feel this and that, don't you know, even if a person is smiling and you feel a certain type of way, empaths, there are people that these low vibrational folks just cannot stand and decide to talk about. Their vibration is so low, God can't even bless them. And that's why you see no spiritual growth, no nothing. If a person is talking about you and they're not doing something in their life other than eating, sleeping, fucking, coming to work, doing it all over again and again and again, instead of going to the Creator and trying to find out what their purpose is in life, and you are the hot topic, they have no life. And anyway, gossip will strengthen you in ways that you never thought possible. How it make you feel? Somebody gossip, and then turn around your life 3 or 4 years later. Turn out way better than what you ever imagined. And then you have those people cross your path again. And when you see them, they're worn and torn. I said I was going to end this video here, but no, I need to finish, because I just thought of something else that happened. And another instance that was further back in my childhood that I can remember with a gossip. That was a little girl. I think I was in about 3rd grade. That was a little girl that was in my class. She basically would be with the people that gossip, and then she would like me one day and then she didn't like me and she was da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And as we grew up and got older, shit kind of faded out some because her life started changing. But then when I was married to the pastor, a marriage that should have never happened, through me being in separation from my truest love, through things that we both done. We ain't gonna put it all on him. We ain't gonna put it all on me. But I was like this. If you do something to me back in the day, I would be petty, petty. Petty, 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 okay? But now I actually will sit back and think about my motherfucking actions before I light a candle in your ass. Like, I will literally give this shit a brain scan before I do what I do. Because that's being responsible with your gifts. Because you can use your gifts. You have every right to protect yourself. Every right. You don't sit there and let people just box or beat your ass up in the spirit and you don't fight back. Fuck no. Throw some D's on that bitch. Rock that bitch to sleep. Okay? Choke her, choke style, okay? Choke that bitch out in the spirit, okay? So anyway, she used to talk a lot of shit. Fast forward some years down the line. Where I lived, me and my husband went to Timmy Chance. And this girl approached us. She called my name and I didn't recognize her. I didn't recognize her at all. And she said, "Ooh, you still look the same as from when we was in middle school." And I looked at her and I was like, I almost couldn't recognize you. It's like sometimes people don't realize the severity that gossiping about other people will have on their life. Now, when a person does it and they don't know, the punishment is not that severe. But when you do it knowingly, your punishment is extremely severe. Because what I saw when I saw this girl, I do not even want to mention it because it was something that was out of this world, like horrible to see. And I wasn't happy about it. She looked like she was half dead. And that's all that I'm going to say. I'm not going to get down into everything because whatever. But the whole point of the matter is some people will gossip till the day that they die. Even if they have a close call with death and they never get it like right. In life, you ain't going to never just get everything right. But I mean, at least get the concept that, hey, what you're doing is not destroying the person that you're talking about. You're really destroying yourself. Because look at where that negativity is coming from. It's coming out of a very low vibrational state. Okay? So if that person that you're talking bad about is protected and covered by their ancestors, aka the blood, then it's a foregone conclusion that your destruction unawares awaits you. So before you open your mouth to talk bad about anybody, anywhere, make sure and do your research. Find out what you're not. Get you some type of spiritual knowledge. Understand that when you do something to a person that is covered by their ancestors, by their spirit guides, and I'm going to take it a step further and say you are one of God's chosen. You are one of the chosens to do this light work, this spiritual shit. You be on your witchy shit, you know, the real witchy shit, not like your real spirituality and everything like that, not this bullshit that people try to make it out to be. Then you are protected. You are covered more than you know. You are protected more than you know. So if you hear somebody gossiping about you or somebody come and tell you Here's the thing. Be grateful, because you know that they doing a bow and arrow thing. As soon as they let it go, it's going to fly. But the thing is, while you out of the whole equation, somewhere else living out your life, at some point in life, they're going to cross that path where that arrow flies. And because bows of gossip, arrows of gossip, they never stop. That's energy. Energy can never die. When you hit a place in your life to where you feel like everything that's happening to you seems familiar to you, think about it. Who did you say that over their life willingly, with glee? And that will give you your answer as to why you are dealing with what you are dealing with. Who were you passionately speaking ill of? Because the amount of passion and drive that you put behind things that are not true is the same amount of energy that is coming back. Now, if you're saying something because you believe it to be true and you didn't know that you were doing anything wrong, meaning that you were a little child when you said it or whatever like that, and just sheerly saying stuff out of being, yeah. I just seen a message up here, so I need to wrap this video up. But anywho, talk about speaking something into existence, and then I see a text message and I'm like, okay then. Anyway, that just lets me know my life is on the path and stage where it needs to be. And if ain't nobody talking about you, you're not growing spiritually. So be glad. Okay? Talk to y'all in the next video, and it's going to correlate with this. Bye.